Hello, tchotchkes. Welcome back to another episode of the Cha Cha Beat. How is everyone feeling today? I am feeling alive. I'm alive. Yesterday, not so sure about yesterday. Yesterday, I had a migraine all day. I mean, it was kind of there on Sunday, just like, lurking beneath the surface. I had to work at the restaurant Sunday night, and I was able to just kind of like, push it to the back and not really pay attention to it. But I could feel like as I was getting ready for bed on Sunday night, like I could feel it like getting worse and worse. And then I woke up like several times throughout the night on Sunday night into Monday, trying to chug water, trying to chug like emergency packets of, whatever's in there, sugar, B12, zinc, just trying to reverse what was inevitable. And then I woke up yesterday about 3 well, I woke up when my alarm went off at my usual time and was just in so much pain that actually getting up was not an option. Got up, went to the kitchen, and, I get these headaches sometimes, so I have seen on X, like, "Oh, how do you fix a headache? What will solve a headache?" And they seem to say that, like, salt water, sodium, because if you go to the hospital, like, the first thing they're gonna give you is, like, a saline drip, which is salt. So to put some salt under your tongue and, it'll help your headache go away. And to drink lemon water because the salt plus the whatever's in a lemon, like, together is gonna, like, make your headache go away. So I put some salt, rock salt, before it goes into the grinder, some pieces of salt under my tongue and crawled back into bed and passed out, died for another 3 hours, rose around 11:30 with my head hurting even more than it did before the whole salt situation, but I guess I was in denial about the fact that this headache was just not going to go away. So I got up, tried to do like my morning routine just a couple hours later than I usually do it, drank some coffee, attempted to exercise, but very quickly said, like, fuck this, it's not happening today. Made my breakfast, attempted to eat my breakfast at my desk like I usually do. So I'm eating my breakfast and, usually about halfway through eating my breakfast, my brain clicks on and I do like my morning reading and I get ready for the recording. And it just like was not happening yesterday. So about halfway through my breakfast, I moved to the couch, kept eating my breakfast, which is oatmeal. I'm like really into oatmeal these days. I'm like really good at making it. It is like, quick oats, organic quick oats, but before I put them into the hot water, I boil the water and then I add, usually it's bananas are like my staple. Every so often I'll do like apples or, we'll get exotic with the fruits, but for the most part bananas are my favorite. So you boil the water with the bananas in it and then like the water gets all like banana-y and then I add the oats and let that simmer for a little while. Sometimes I add some chia seeds, get some omega-3s in there, add some coconut milk, get a little more creamy. And then once all that's kind of cooked together, I add 2 egg whites and stir all that in. It's kind of like egg drop oatmeal, if you will. And that gives it just a little bit more protein. The whole thing's delicious. I add some cinnamon, some honey. So good. So I'm eating my oatmeal yesterday, trying to pretend that my brain is not like hemorrhaging in my head. It's not really hemorrhaging. I don't even want to say that because, like, knock on wood, I am healthy. It's not anything serious beyond just a migraine. But if you've ever had a headache like that, just like it just feels as if your head is in a vice and everything's imploding. Forget taking any kind of like Advil or Motrin or Excedrin. None of that stuff is like works for my headaches. Like forget it. The only thing I can really do is let time pass. It's the only option. So after I finished my breakfast and still did not feel any better, at that point, it was just like, all right, today is going to be on the couch. Watched an episode of So You Think You Can Dance, mostly because I'm like so close to the end of the season and just really wanted to finish it out. Wanted to know who America's Favorite Dancer was in 2011 because, that really matters. So watched that and then I slept on the couch with my head, with my hand like this for like 3 hours, just like in and out of consciousness, of pain, just aware that the whole day was just wasting by. I had really big plans for yesterday. I was going to kick some ass yesterday. I was so excited. I had worked at the restaurant the last 3 nights. I had my period all last week. So I was kind of just like, you know, not at my peak all last week. And I was so excited to like finally be done, have a day off from working at the restaurant, finally have, my body surging back into the realm of energized. And I was going to like get stuff done. You obviously watching this, you don't know, but we're still at the very beginning of the Cha Cha Beat. This is episode like, I don't know, 10, 11, something like that. But all of the episodes I have previously recorded have not yet been edited or like prepared to be added to YouTube. They're still just in a file on my computer of like ready to be edited, kind of like, clumping them together so that I can edit them like in one shot. And yesterday was going to be the day. Yesterday, I was so excited because I've been working so hard to, overcome my fear of speaking online and to overcome my fear of like the cha cha beat doesn't matter and nobody cares what I have to say. And I should just give up now. And what am I doing? And what is the point? And I'm a loser. And ba 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 ba. I've been working so hard to overcome all of that and just like push through and create whatever it is that we're creating together, tchotchkes, to start and just see how this cookie starts to crumble. And I've been working so hard. And yesterday, I was so excited to actually get into some of the fruits of my labor and put some icing on the cake and prepare it for presentation. So many metaphors going on there, but you know what I mean. I was so ready to go into all of these files and edit them and, put a little bow of my intro and my outro and the music and cha cha cha. You love the music. It's great. We love it. I was ready. And then I got strucketh downeth, strucketh hard. And like all of that came to an abrupt, sharp stop. And really, I was just rendered useless for the entire 24 hours of yesterday. I was still so in pain when I woke up from my nap at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, ordered some pizza for dinner. Well, I ordered pizza for Justin for dinner, and then for me, I got a meatball sub because I suspected that the reason that I was having this headache was because of an iron deficiency at the tail end of my period. I was just so depleted by then that my body was just like shutting down. So I needed some red meat. I needed some like comfort food. I needed some meatball sub. So ordered that meatball sub, ate it while I watched, I call it my medicine, the old Law and Order episodes from the 90s. I'm talking like Lenny Briscoe, Jerry Orbach. I'm talking Chris Noth before he was Mr. Big, when he was Mike Logan. It reminds me of sitting on my grandma's couch when I was younger. It just soothes my heart to watch the old episodes of Law and Order. So I call it my medicine. I'm watching that. I'm eating my sub. My cat is just staring at me, being like, "What are you doing? You haven't left the couch all day." Just miserable. Went to bed, miserable, fell asleep to a Friends episode that, I've watched 100 times and I could just drift off. Tried to just fall asleep without anything on, but really all there is then is to like focus on the pain. So to distract from the pain, I put on again TV from the 90s seems to be like my comfort zone. Put that on. And through the grace of God, I woke up this morning not feeling terrible, but I still feel weird. Like I feel like I was like knocked off center yesterday. Like I was on such a trajectory of every day for the last like 2 weeks, really like charging towards my goals, focused on what I wanted to accomplish, watching myself like knock down these hurdles and being just like so proud and excited that I'm like finally doing it. Like, I mean, I'm 41 years old. And so let's say like, forget like the first 20 years of my life, whatever, but like the last 20 years of like being an adult, I have been stuck in this just unable to like truly express myself and feel like I'm really truly living for some kind of like passion and drive and purpose. And I feel like I'm finally like clawing my way to the surface of this like pit of ambiguousness, ambiguity, ambiguity. There we are. That I've been living in for the past 20 years. And I feel like I'm so close to reaching some kind of next level. And then a day like yesterday will happen and I just get so knocked off. And now today, like, I know I'm not starting at the beginning, obviously, because I'm able to like be here now and like tchotchkes, believe me when I tell you, a year ago, I was fucking terrified to be talking to you on this microphone. I don't know why. Can't, like, it's all very psychosomatic and like layers of trauma that have absolutely nothing to do with actually talking on the microphone. It's all very symbolic, but so freaking scared to talk on the mic. And the fact that like I'm here now, even though I got knocked off yesterday, the fact that I am here now doing this is some kind of miracle. It's amazing. It's a testament to how far I've come. And yet I just still feel kind of yucky. I still feel sleepy. I don't really have a headache anymore, but I just kind of feel bleh, like the remnants of sitting on the couch all day yesterday are still just like weighing down my body. And I just still want to be sitting on that couch. Maybe I got like a taste of what it is to just, give up and live the lazy life. And it was kind of nice, but at the same time, kind of torturous because I know that I wasn't getting any farther in my goals. And I don't know. What does all this have to do with you? Why are you even listening to this? Well, I can imagine that I am not the only person that is working towards something that has some kind of goal or dream or overambitious idea or vision that they want to accomplish. And there are so many obstacles, not to mention like fears to overcome. And just when you think that you're finally getting a grip on being able to accomplish something, your body fails you, you get knocked down, you can't open your eyes or focus on anything, let alone like stand up and be productive for an entire day, an entire 2 days. I mean, truth be told, on Sunday, I probably would have been on the couch all day if I hadn't had to rally and go to the restaurant to work a Sunday waitressing shift. I mean, maybe if I hadn't have done that, maybe and rested all day on Monday, maybe if I hadn't had to have done that and I did rest all day and evening on Sunday, maybe yesterday, Monday, I wouldn't have been such a mess. I don't know, who's to say? But I just like how it's so funny how time sometimes it feels like it's going so slow and so fast at the same time. I've just plans for what I wanted to accomplish in June, and all of a sudden it's halfway through June, it's June 16th, the time of my recording this, and, like, yeah, yesterday was one day. It was one day, like, everyone is allowed to take, like, one day to just, like, take it down a couple notches or, like, you know, all the notches yesterday, like, all the notches were down yesterday, and yet I feel like I let myself down, but, like, how? Like, it wasn't my fault. Everyone like, I got sick. I had a migraine. It was completely more or less impossible for me to, like, do the work I wanted to do yesterday. Even if I had, like, pushed through it, the work would have sucked. Like, my videos would like, what's the point of editing these videos if it's gonna be, like, torturous to do? Like, that's not the point of the cha-cha beat. Cha-cha the point of the cha-cha beat is not to torture myself with it. Well, maybe it is because definitely, like, tortured myself over the past 2 years, like, getting over this fear of talking to you on this microphone. I guess what I'm trying to say is patience. It all comes back to patience. Everything like, I can see without doubt, without hesitation, without argument that I have made so much progress over the past couple of years in bringing my vision, my dreams into reality. Like, it's undeniable. But at the same time, still haven't done it, still am struggling, still not totally sure what I'm doing, still questioning what is the point of it all. I don't know. Does that ever stop? Do we like is it just part of the human condition to wonder like why am I doing this? What's the point? Does anyone know that with absolute certainty? Like what is the point? I mean, if you tchotchkes, if you know what the point is, if you are so sure of, like, what you're doing and why, and you have, like, unwavering conviction, let me know in the comments what it is you're doing. I want like, if you are so clearly meant to be doing what it is you're doing, please tell all of us. Share in the comments who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, because I wanna know. I want to experience, I want to learn what it is to have just like total conviction in something. Because even though I feel quite compelled to be here, so compelled to be here that like I just won't let myself give this up, even though I'm struggling, even though I feel like a loser, even though I don't know where we're going or why we're going there, I feel as if it is important that we go. We're on this journey together. Maybe it's just because, I am of the generation of existential crises. Maybe I just had it too soft of an upbringing that, everything was so easy. So I have to make it more complicated. Maybe I'm just making it more complicated than it needs to be. Maybe I should just like let the headache go. It was over. It was yesterday. I don't have a headache anymore. I may have a headache again in the future, but I don't right now. So like why am I still torturing myself over the fact that like I had a sick day yesterday? I remember when I used to work corporate and anytime that, like, I was sick, like, I remember it was always such a struggle for me to decide whether or not I was gonna, like, call in, like, say, "I can't come, I'm sick today." Like, I always felt so guilty of, like, I'm doing something wrong by being sick, which is kind of mean. It's kind of mean to myself. Like, why don't I just let myself feel sick? Why do I feel guilty or like I'm being bad because I had a migraine yesterday? Like, it's not like I didn't cause the migraine, not like consciously anyway. Like, I didn't decide, ooh, I'm going to be in severe pain on Monday and I'm going to sit on the couch all day and like blow off all my responsibilities and aspirations because I'm just going to watch old TV and, eat a meatball sub. Ooh, yes. Like, I didn't decide to do that. And if someone had said to me, hey, do you want to sit on the couch all day on Monday and be in severe pain and only be able to like watch 10 to 15 minutes of TV at a time before you have to pause it and then just like hold your head because it feels like it's going to explode from the inside out? And you won't get anything done and you're just gonna like feel off for the next day and your sleep's gonna be disrupted, but you'll be able to sit down all day and like, stare at the cat. I wouldn't have like taken that. Like I wouldn't have said, "Oh yeah, sign me up for that." So like, why do I feel guilty or bad or like mad at myself that I was sick yesterday? Maybe it's because for so long I've been ignoring doing the hard work of dealing with my fear of being here, ignoring or putting off the hard work of actually writing my book that I feel so compelled to write and told everyone I was going to write before I started writing it and realized how freaking hard it is to write a book. Have you heard about my book, Tchotchkes? Have I mentioned it? I haven't mentioned it in this episode, so let's do that now. I am writing a book. It's a memoir called Let Me Out, I'm Stuck. If you would like to read excerpts from it, all you have to do is go to my website, chachabeat.com, and there you're going to find all of the excerpts. I call them beats. Shocking, I know, but they are little stories from the book. Eventually, the whole book will be there, but it's going to be published. It's going to be posted, written out of order. So you're not going to be able to read the story in order as it happens, but that doesn't matter because every single beat is an independent story all to itself. You don't need to read anything from chapter 1 to be able to read a beat from chapter 15 and know exactly what's going on and understand it and get something out of it and love it and just relish every word. It's kind of like an album that I'm writing, or itchy notes. It's kind of like I'm writing an album, or I guess a series of albums where every song is a beat. You don't need to hear the whole album to know what like one song is about, but then when you put all the songs together on one album, it tells like a longer story. So if you think about my book, it's kind of like that, where you can listen to all the songs out of order, but then when you put them into order, like the grand meaning or the grand story is revealed. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, tchotchkes. I'm not going to lie. And I had this idea so long ago, and I've just been like chipping away at it over the last like 15 years. And I'm finally starting to like gain some momentum on it. And then like, boom, migraine. But like, it's one day. It's one day. Why are we so hard on ourselves, tchotchkes? Why is it like if any of you were knocked down by a migraine for one day, I would be like, oh my God, Tchotchke, are you okay? Take all the time you need. Don't rush back into whatever it is you're doing. Just chill. Just drink your lemon water, eat your meatball sub, relax, relax. Don't rush back to anything. There's so much time. Everything will get done. Don't even worry about it. Just stay down as long as you need to stay down, because we want you better, Tchotchke. I don't want you sick. I don't want you in pain or struggling. Why is it so easy for me to say that to you, but when it comes to myself, I'm just like, get up, keep working. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me, Tchotchkes? Sometimes it's so hard to be a champion for ourselves. It's so easy to see like the beauty and passion and potential in everyone around us. And then all you can think of in yourself is like, I'm not doing enough, doing it too slowly. It's never going to happen. I'm just always sick. I'm not always sick. Like, it's weird. It's kind of like in Pretty Woman is my favorite movie. And there is a line in Pretty Woman when Richard Gere and Julia Roberts are like just starting to really like fall in love. And they are, even though they don't know it yet, but so they're in bed together and Richard Gere is telling her, like, I think that you are a very special and beautiful and like brilliant young woman. And Julia Roberts says back to him, like, the bad stuff is easier to believe. Do you ever notice that? That's what she says, because she's brilliant, even though she doesn't know it. The hooker with the heart of gold. Anyway, it's kind of the same thing where like the sick days are easier to remember. Like I look back and all I can remember like all of the days that like I couldn't try hard enough, or I like didn't feel good, or I was less than, but I don't think about all of the days that I accomplished, like I wrote another chapter, I wrote another beat, or I recorded this amazing broadcast, or whatever it is. Like, we never think about all of the things that we accomplish. We're just so hard on ourselves whenever it is that we do fall short. And it's not easy. Being alive is not easy. Life is not easy. I guess it's probably better that way. Like, if life were easy, it would be boring. Like, I would be bored if life were easy. I love the struggle, I suppose. There are so many distractions in life keeping us from what we want to be doing, what we are meant to be doing. But tomorrow is another day. Today is another day. Tomorrow is another day. Yesterday is over. We don't need to worry about it anymore. I survived the migraine. You survived whatever it is that was thrown at you. Good job, tchotchkes. I'm really proud of you. And you don't need to worry about whether or not you're doing enough. You're doing everything you can. You're doing it to the best of your ability. And all we can do is keep learning, keep trying, and be really fucking patient. That's the point, is like, if anything is ever going to happen in this life, you have to be patient, because nothing happens overnight, except maybe a migraine going away. But I had to be really patient for that too, because it took like 36 hours for that migraine to go away, because it started Sunday night and then it went through until the middle of the night last night. So patience, and this too shall pass. And with that, tchotchkes, I suppose you're just going to have to be patient until the next episode of the Cha-Cha Beat, because we are done here for today. So until next time, keep calm and cha-cha on.
Cha cha cha.